This is WNAC TV Channel 7 Boston, and it's time now for the Boston 7 News Afternoon Newsbreak for this Friday, June 5th, 1970. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Wiggins. Today is what's happening. Washington. President Nixon will name Henry Cabot Lodge as his personal administrator for the Vatican, and was learned yesterday. Lodge, formerly U.S. chief negotiator at the Paris-Vietnam War talks, will not have diplomatic rank in his new ports, nor he will reside in Rome. Instead, he will function as a last man between the Holy See and the Nixon administration, making the several trips a year between the Rome and Washington. Contacted at his Beverly, Massachusetts home, Lodge said only no comment. Lodge will become the first official since Myron C. Taylor, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's personal envoy in the Vatican, have specific responsibility for representing the United States with a vote. Washington. An Arizona bakery truck driver with a taxpayer grudge against the government hijacked a jetliner with 58 persons aboard for 8 hours yesterday before his dream of $1 million ransom ended at the hands of FBI agents. The bizarre trail of events began shortly before noon Eastern Daylight Time when Arthur G. Barkley, a 49-year-old, wore a sports shirt and carried a mail. Small caliber revolver entered the cockpit of Transworld Airlines Flight 486 over Las Vegas, New Mexico, and demanded to go straight to Washington. The end came at Dalston International Airport, where he's lured the hijacker to a second landing with a bag full of phony money along with the edge of a runway. And an FBI agent with gun drawn crawled into the cockpit and arrested Barkley. Barkley was arraigned in Alexandria, Virginia, before U.S. Magistrate Stanley King, who ordered in jail without bond in the Alexandria City Jail on a charge of air piracy. Captain Dale C. Hupé, pilot of Flight 486, was shot in the stomach butt with a satisfactory condition in a suburban Fairfax County hospital in Virginia. Barkley was a little arrogant and defiant even after his capture. He was still resistant, said one official. He was taken off the plane by a horde of FBI agents. His nose was bleeding and his hands were handcuffed behind his back. Barkley was shot in the thumb during the struggle in the cockpit, with the 51 other passengers scrambled and fired out of emergency exits under the wings of the Boeing 727. Or the 737. Man, it was a mess. Old ladies were crying, passengers were yelling and rolling on the ground, said an airport policeman. Barkley told the 6-member TW crew that his constitutional rights had been violated and he was demanding $100 million from ball bills from the Supreme Court. Out of Barkley's reported threat to blow up the plane, pilot Hupé split the scheduled St. Louis stop on a Phoenix, Washington flight and landed at Dallas at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. While the plane was taken at a full load of fuel, TW sent aboard Captain Billy Williams, a New York pilot who referred an AWO, a Marine Lance Corporal from California, to Rome last October, and the longest hijacking on record. TW scraped up $100,750 in cash from 2 local banks and sent it aboard to the plane in a canvas sack at the first time it landed. Airline officials said they thought that it was the amount Barkley was demanding, but they were wrong. Shortly before the plane roared off the runway, Barkley raided the dispense with President Nixon and the State Department. You don't know how to count money and you don't even know the rules of the law. Tel Aviv. Combat radio troops supporting the Israeli-occupied territories yesterday. The Israeli prepared for a possible flare-up in hostilities to mark today's 3rd anniversary of the 1967 war. All army and police leaves were canceled and dozens of Arab residents were taken